13h minus 7. Okay, I'm going to give you a little hint. Start with what your AC is, because it's obviously greater than 1. So put down your AC here, and then come up with factors of AC, whose sum is 13. And put your factors over here. I'm going to call on somebody in just a few seconds and see if you can give me what the factors are of AC. But first of all, tell me what AC is first, and then give me the factors that will work. Okay, I'm going to call somebody right now who can tell me what AC is. Anthony, what's AC?
14 and negative, or wait, it'd be negative 14.
Good, perfect, Anthony. Negative 14. So Anthony said that A times C was negative 14. That is correct. Anthony, you got the factors too for me?
Yeah.
What are they?
14 and negative 1.
Perfect. How many people have that? Raise your hand if you have that. Okay? All right, so we have a majority of the class. Okay, if you didn't, look up here. Okay, I want to make sure you understand. So what Anthony did was he multiplied his A. That's why that's A. A times C is negative 14. So then you put that down. And you say, okay, now that I know what my AC is, I have to come up with factors of AC whose sum is my 13. Well, that's why I use 14, negative 1. Because 14 times negative 1 is negative 14. But 14 plus a negative 1 is positive 13. And that's why he used those two factors. He did not use negative 14 positive 1 because that would be negative 13. That wouldn't fit. Okay, or 7 and 2, or 7 negative 2, or negative 7 positive 2. Neither one of those would get me a sum of 13. Okay? Now, what's my next step? What's my next step to do here?
It smells like sunscreen.
It does?
Yeah.
It might be my lotion.
It smells like sunscreen.
All right. Okay, now that's so far. So what's the next step? Who has an idea what the next step is? Let's see how many people know what the next step is to do. What do I now do? Esme? Good. Bring down my 2h squared. Perfect. So 2h squared. Okay? Anyone know what the next thing is? Who knows what the next step is? I brought down my first term. What's the next thing I do? Danielle?
Plus 14h minus 1h minus 7.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So what Danielle did was she brought down her factors of 13h, or not her factors of 13h, but her two like terms when added together equals 13h. Obviously, the two factors we came up with. Okay, their sum has to be 13h. Well, in order for them to have a sum of 13h, they both have to have a variable of h. So 14h minus 1h gets me 13h. And then she brought down her the last term. Perfect. Okay, what's the next step? What will be the next thing I do, Ann? Group them, exactly. Group together our first two and our last two. I'm sorry, that should be in parentheses. It doesn't look like parentheses, but it should be. Okay, now we go ahead and find our greatest what? Common monomial factor, right, okay? Let's see here, Jack, you're going to help me here. What's my greatest common factor, Jack, of 2h squared and 14h? What can we pull out from that?
2h.
Perfect, 2h. You guys are doing great with this. All right, 2h times what, Jack, is 2h squared?
H plus 7.
H plus 7. Oh, you've been ahead of me there. Good. 2h times 7 is 14h. Good. What do we pull out over here, guys? What's the only thing I can pull out of h and negative 7? Obviously, we have a minus, so minus what? What's the only factor of h and 7? 1, right. We're just going to pull out a 1. We're left with h here. Negative 1 times what is negative 7?
7.
Positive 7. Tell me, are these the same?
Yeah.
Should they be the same? Yep. All right, so, Laura, you had your hand up earlier. I'm going to call you. What would be my two binomial, what would be my answer?
H plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2h minus 1.
Perfect. 2h minus 1. You guys did awesome with that. Okay? How do you feel about that? Okay, a little bit, okay, again, I know it's hard. We have one more to do, but this one has a little wrinkle in it because we have an a that's negative. What's my rule whenever a is negative? Pull it what? Pull it out. I don't like negatives. I want to pull that negative out. So we're going to do one together, and we'll see. If you feel comfortable enough, we'll stop there. But if you feel we need another practice, we'll do another one, okay?